In this installment of the 2016 Skyrim Modding Guide, we install SkyTweak and explain its basics. Then we go over how to integrate the FileAccess Interface for Skyrim Script, or FISS, into our game. Hey guys, it's Cal from Dirty Weasel, and I'm back from a short sabbatical where I took a little out-of-town job, and now I'm back, and we are going to continue on with the 2016 Skyrim Modding Guide. And today, like I said in the intro, we'll be discussing SkyTweak. SkyTweak is a balancing tool, and we'll open it up right here, done by Grimy Bunyip, mod 33395. It is a balancing tool. You can tweak, as the name implies, different values in the game to allow you to adjust different things so you can play the game you want to play. Now, what makes this valuable is that as you go through different mods, you may not like a certain effect in a given mod that you may download and say, I want all the other things, but the tweak that it does to this factor, I don't want. And SkyTweak will allow you to change that because it adapts to the games that you have. And it's basically, like it says, SkyTweak is an in-game menu with literally hundreds of game balancing options. Dozens and dozens and dozens of different things. And, it helps you balance things out. It's been around a while, and I've been kind of watching it. It took quite a bit of research to get it to where I thought I would present it to you guys so you could see it in its full effect. It is featured on Gems, so it's worthwhile doing it. There has a lot of really neat game balancing features, but it takes some reading for you to do it. And I would suggest going through in a couple different things. Is the article section, it will tell you, on the list of options, the different tweaks pages. And there's tweaks, magic. You just go through, you can adjust all your different scale costs, magnitude, duration, all these different things. Combat page, lots of different things to do. Stealth page, and I think the stealth page is amazing. If you, look at a lot of stealth mods out there, they adjust different values of this. And you can just do that, replace all those different mods, and just go with tweaking the stealth page through SkyTweaks. Crafting page, vendor prices, so you can actually go through and change the maximum, minimum amounts that each individual vendor may have, your attributes, your actors, miscellaneous things, all sorts of stuff. And like I said, hundreds and dozens different things. NPC values, experiences, physics. It's simply amazing what goes on. There's even stuff on scripts and pretty amazing stuff. The any page is something we will take a look at. I just want to show you, third person FOV, first person FOV, vanilla is 65. And I'm pointing that out to you now so you can, just something to keep track of. So there are some, let's go up the easy way, it's such a long list. There are some things that you'll need to remember about doing this, and there are a number of requirements. Let's just keep going back. There we go. Under the requirements, it says SkyUI version 5.1 plus. We have that already. SKSE, we have the latest version of SKSE. FISS, which is the, File Interface for Skyrim Script, FISS. We need that. And then Grimy's plugin. Okay, we've got pages on all those. But let's go back and we'll first look at the mods that we'll download through SkyTweak that we'll get. On here right now, it has version 7.14. It was done back in October, so I wouldn't worry about if there's anything that was broken, changing from 7.13 to 7.14. Just go ahead and get 7.14. Now, if you scroll down, it has preset patch for iHUD, MoreHUD, and SkyUI. What this is going to do is, because SkyTweak allows you to change so many different settings, he went ahead and integrated FileAccess Interface so you can change the settings between your saves, between characters. When you start a new character, you have to go through and change all your settings again. Well, FISS allows you to transfer those settings from save to save, from new character to new character. Good tool. Okay. These presets are basically the coding necessary to allow FISS to work with iHUD, MoreHUD, and SkyUI. So we'll go ahead and download these with Manager right now while you're on this page. You can see over in Mod Organizer, which I have open, I have SkyTweak right there and the different preset patches. I'll explain that to you as we going along, but I wanted you to see that I have all 4 of those from the SkyTweak download section. The different miscellaneous, I wouldn't worry about too much. Those are different ones that he added to this, just keep them all in one place, I think. He didn't want to have its own mod page for these different miscellaneous. So, like I said, 4 things to get on this. 7.14 SkyTweak, preset patch for iHUD, MoreHUD, and SkyUI if you're using those. And if you're following along with this guide, you probably are. So there's that. Okay, all that's out of the way. We go back and it says we need FISS version 1.21. Like I said, that's the file interface for Skyrim Script. FISS by Lord Conti, and it is mod 48265. And like I said, this allows you a database so you can go ahead and transfer MCM information from one save to the next. In other words, from one character to the next. SkyTweak utilizes that. These other mods listed right here have the same functionality within them. Okay, A Matter of Time also has that inside of it. I'll show you all that as well. But you can go ahead and, make utilization of FISS with these mods as well. So how to use, basically download and extract, activate FISS, and you load or replace any FISS supporting mod after that. Okay, we'll remember that. So, files on this. FileAccess Interface for Skyrim Scripts, FISS, download with Manager 1.2. Okay, nothing's changed recently on this. This is back in February 2014. So we are all good to go. And you can see I have that as well in Mod Organizer right there, ready to go. Final thing we need to get, as per the instructions, is Grimy's plugin. I have it right here. And of course, Grimy plugin, Grimy Bunyip. I always wonder about names by these guys. Bunyip. How do you come up with Grimy Bunyip as your handle for these things, your nom de plume, as it were? The Grimy plugin is an SKE plugin or extender, if you want to call it about that. It adds a new feature to SKSE. You can read what is this and why do I need it for SkyTweak. An extension of SKE's functionality, so, there's more to it. Basically, it allows you to string parsing, blah, 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 blah. What you need to know is you need it to make SkyTweak work correctly. Files on this, the Grimy plugin, version 1.14, updated back in October of 2015. All right. So now that we've got all those, that's a lot to discuss. We'll go into Mod Organizer and we'll install these. Now, we know that FISS and the Grimy plugin need to be, the prerequisites for SkyTweak. So we're going to install FileAccess Interface, or FISS, first. Double click to install, manual, and it looks good. We go ahead and install it and activate it. Now just remember, everything that uses FISS has to come after FISS. So you're going to need to move it up. And the one thing that we're going, excuse me one second. I forgot to remove one. No, that's one tweak, not one. See, one tweak and SkyTweak, very confusing. So we know that everything that you use that will have FISS functionality needs to come after FISS. So iHUD, A Matter of Time, uses FISS. MoreHUD uses FISS. SkyUI. So we need to move it up above SkyUI. So SkyUI will utilize FISS as well. That's where you need to place it. Plugins for FISS. There it is right there. It doesn't have any enabled masters, just Skyrim and update ESM. And we're going to let Loot figure this out at the end. Go back to our downloads, and we will install the Grimy plugin. Manual, take a look, scripts at SKSE, looks good. Install it, activate it, and since it's an SKSE plugin, I always like to have it up near the top, okay, with the other SKSE scripts and stuff. So there's that. We will now remove these from view. So, SkyTweak. Grimy's plugin is required. We have Grimy's plugin. Go ahead and double click to install, manual, it looks good. Go and click OK. Activate it. No changes yet. You notice it's not changing anything. Grimy basically, through the documentation, says that you should probably have it near the bottom, and that's probably fine. So when you go to your plugins and you look, it's going to be at the bottom right now. And when Loot ordered it for me in testing, it left it at the bottom, and I was fine with it. Now, finally, the preset patches. Let's remove SkyTweak since it's installed. The preset patches, and we start getting into a little more involvement in downloading or installing these. So, double click to install. I'll do the Sky UI first, and we are going to rename it FISS preset. Let's not do it all in capitals here. Presets Sky UI. Doing everything backwards today. Sky UI. Then we're going to add iHUD / more HUD. Having difficulties. Okay. That's the name we're going to be using it for, because you'll see in a second why I want to name it that way. Go and click manual. Scripts, it looks good. So when you now look at this, we go and activate it, open it up, and you come over to the file tree. You'll see it has the scripts installed for the Sky UI config menu.pex. Okay, close that. And you also notice the other thing, it's now overwriting something for Sky UI. And that's fine. That's adding the PEX file into Sky UI. That's all it's doing, just overwriting something on that. So what do we do with the other ones? Well, the iHUD, we'll do this one next, just because, actually we'll do more HUD since it's at the top. We can go ahead and remove this from view. More HUD. When you double click to install, I want you to go to your drop down, and you should have, right there, FISS presets, Sky UI, iHUD, more HUD. Select that name, select manual, it looks exactly the same. Press OK, it looks good. And we want to merge it in. What we did, we now have the same preset for Sky UI. We now have it for more HUD as well. We open that up, and we go over and look at our file tree. It now has two, Sky UI and more HUD. And that's all we're doing. Now you can see it's overwriting more HUD and Sky UI. So we can now remove that from view. And we do the same thing with iHUD. Drop down menu, FISS presets, manual, looks good, click OK, and merge it in. So, like I said, it now should have 3 in there. Yep, 3 PEX files. Good enough. So, this is now set up on this side. You could move this around different places, but you're going to always have to overwrite these 3. So you can move it up to right underneath those, and it'll work just fine. As long as it's underneath those 3 files that it's overwriting, you should be clear to go. We're also going to information and go over to this, and we're just going to 1.7. I can't remember if that's the right one. I'll fix it later. And we'll ignore the update. There we go. There we go. Now it's not, I think it was 1.7. I can't remember exactly. I have to go back and look again. I can't remember which one it was. There's that. We can now remove that from view as well. We come over to our plugins. You can see we have FISS and SkyTweak. Those are the only 2 ESPs that we installed. Let's go ahead and run Loot and take a look at what it says. I think I know what it's going to do. And we'll sort our plugins. And apply. There we go. It moved FISS up. That's probably fine. I'm not really that concerned about it. There are matters of iHUD or more HUD and matter of time being ahead of it. So I'm going to drop these up ahead of it in the load order just to see what it does and run loot again. Because remember, it may not see a need to move it differently, but we'll see what it does all the same. Sometimes loot is kind of like this. Just move it around, take a look, and see what it does. Apply it, and move it. Nope. See, it was fine with it below before, and it's fine with it above this time. I'm not that concerned about it, quite frankly. So whatever it wants to do, I'm fine with. You could probably move it up above SkyUI. Not going to do anything. Now, one important thing to remember is that because the order that these run in, SkyTweak is at the bottom. We want to keep it there because it wants to read everything that's gone on ahead of it, so it will integrate those values into itself as it compiles it so it can see it. So it's always best to have SkyTweak below anything that it may want to change its values for, so it can see it. And SkyTweak at the bottom is fine with that. I'm okay with all this stuff. This looks good to me. I'm going to go into the game, and I'm going to show you important stuff on the MCM menu, and I'm going to point out various things that you should know about the program and what it will be doing in each event. And I'll kind of go through SkyUI, iHUD, and more HUD to give you an idea of the different things on how to import those settings to a save file, and then we'll come back. So I'll be right back. All right, so you saw for a brief second there that SkyTweak was initializing settings, and that's what I was talking about. It should be reading all this stuff. We're going to give it a few minutes to get its MCM menu up and running because it may take a little bit of time. And as soon as I see that message, I'll come back and we'll go through everything. But I want to have SkyTweak up and ready to go. And there we are. The MCM's registered one new menu, and that's undoubtedly going to be SkyTweak. So we'll now open up our MCM, and we will take a look. And you can see now we have SkyTweak. So we can go ahead and take a look at it. You can see we have, this is the basic main file right here. You're going to have scanner. These are all info files. Save settings to FISS. So if you made a bunch of changes into any of these categories, you'll need to come over and create a save settings to FISS, and you just press go. Create a save file, save your settings to your save file's local memory, and creates a save file. Avoids rollback issues. Okay. You can read all the information in the documentation, what all these things do. Slider mode, we want that. Register save hotkey, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, a couple things. You can exit the game from this. Just exit the game. That's all it does. It just gets out. Full reset. If you want to go ahead and reset your settings upon the next game load, it will do that and reset it all. Show save load messages, blah, blah, blah. This looks all good. All right. Now, each of these things, you can have either buttons or sliders. And just keep remembering that on all these different things, you can open it up and you can slide things back and forth. And like I said, dozens and dozens and dozens of different things that you can change on. And these all have sliders. That's why I suggest reading the documentation for everything that you see. And what I'll do is I'll include links to the different, form threads and other information that I read to help you get an idea and get your head around all this stuff. Because there's a ton of things here that, you're like, what is all this? A kill cam chance. Okay, well, vanilla is 1, and likelihood that a kill move will initiate a kill cam. And you can decrease it if you want to. Kill move chance. If you want to go 50% chance, that's the kill move chance. Vanilla, you can move it up or move it down. However you want to do it. And cancel. But you get an idea. So, experience, just remember these will make changes to any files you have ahead of you. So if you're using the Alyssa and Capper, it may make changes that are unexpected as they interact between the two of them. But don't worry about that too much. Physics, the ini file. Now, the ini file, you see first person FOV. Vanilla is 65. FOV, according to this, is 80. If you saw episode 1, I changed all my field of views to 80. So it actually did read my ini file and make the changes, because the first person arrow tilt has already been changed. In my ini file, I already made those changes. So there you go. So it's read my ini and made the changes. The scripts, something different. Options and info, you can go ahead and goes back. Little MCM failure there, but you get the idea. So this is the first page you saw. It's down here at the bottom. So this is the important thing to know about this. So if we go back, these are the most important things. Save settings to FISS. If you made any changes, yes, accept it. And you should get a message saying, done saving settings to the FISS as like XML. Okay, sounds good. Now, we've saved settings to FISS. We can go ahead and do the same thing with a matter of time. We're having MCM failures here, guys. Just hang on a second. There we go. Presets. Save user settings. Okay? Remember, you didn't have this before, but you have it with FISS. You can save your user settings. Configuration was successfully saved. We can go back. We have SkyUI. I think it's under advanced, or is it general? I forget sometimes. Save preset. Go. Save the preset. Are you sure you want to save? Yes. You got to get seeing what we're doing here. More HUD. Presets. Save preset. And then, what was it? Immersive HUD. Preset, save preset. Done saving preset to FISS. Okay. So that's all saved. I mean, everything that is available for Fiona's character, all the little presets I have, right? Matter of time, iHUD, more HUD settings, SkyUI, if I made any changes to that, all of them were saved. So, we'll now exit the game and I'll show you the next step. So now that we're back into Mod Organizer after saving all those presets for FISS, the FileAccess Interface for Skyrim Script, you'll see something up here. You now have a warning. And that is there are files in your overwrite mod. Okay, go ahead and close that down. Let's take a look. In our overwrite mod, double click to install. It says SKSE. Plugins, FISS. So this is all the FISS stuff that we saved. All those saves that we created in the MCM for all those different mods. Because we used the presets, right? Remember we used presets? It was, what was that? FISS presets, SkyUI, iHUD, more HUD. You now have SkyUI, more HUD, and iHUD. A Matter of Time already uses FISS. And for SkyUI, you get it. And SkyTweak, of course. So we can go ahead and close those down. We'll just collapse them. So you may be asking, what do you do with those? Well, we're going to drag and drop it in. There we go. All right, now it's in. Okay. Have to double click that. So if you open File Interface Access for Skyrim Script, and you come over and take a look at the notes, or the file tree rather, go to SKSE, plugins, FISS. There's all your XML files. So when you expand this open, you can see all the stuff for that. Matter of Time, the dummy XML, iHUD, more HUD, SkyTweak, SkyUI. Now close that down. What we're going to do is I'm going to go back in the game and I'm going to create a dummy. What I always call my crash test dummies, or the ironically named CTD. we can go ahead and show you what happens when you start a new character on a new save. So I'll be right back and we'll show you that. All right, now we're in the test game with Crash Test Dummy, just so you can see this isn't Fiona. This is someone new. I mean, this is a new guy. And we have a whole new set of presets. So we will go ahead and open our MCM and we'll show you what to do with this. MCM configuration. Remember, matter of time uses it. Presets. We can now load the user preset by pressing go. Do you really want to load the previous save settings? Yes. Accept. Load configuration loaded successfully. Yes. And we go back. We had immersive HUD. Presets. Load preset. Done. And we go back. More HUD. Presets. Load presets. Done. We go back. Sky UI. This is where I had a little bit of issue. It is save preset go, but it doesn't have a load preset. I'm not sure why that is, but I wanted to show that to you all the same. So there you go. I don't know why. And then SkyTweak. It had full reset. We don't want that. Load settings from FISS. Go. Yes. Okay. We should be all set. We did done loading presets. Okay. We did a matter of time. We did iHUD, more HUD, Sky UI, and SkyTweak. So we should be all set. We look. SkyTweak took 2.17 seconds. I don't know what that message is. But you notice our presets are now exactly the same as we saw with Fiona. Matter of time and iHUD worked just fine. So it all works great. Now if we go and take a look at some flowers, it looks exactly the same as what I had with Fiona for more HUD as well. So it all worked. That's kind of what we're talking about, guys. So everything's working as intended. Now, like I said, I'm going to include as much documentation as I could find in the description of this video so you can see it all. But I think we got it all ready to go. And like I said, SkyTweak is immense. It changes just a ton of different things, and you'll have to read it and have to know what you're looking at when you make those changes. But it's
take care of the horses and the goats and the chickens.
Shut up, little boy. Go away.
And the garden.
Shut up. Annoying child. There you go. SkyTweak is done. Now, where are we going next? I initially said for episode 5 we do CASM and a bunch of other stuff. Obviously, since this was a big one that included installing a bunch of stuff and making a number of different changes, I thought it was important to have its own. So, there you go. My name's Cal. I'm from Dirty Weasel, and I'm signing off.